that kind
Okay,
of
so we are live.
finally.
Okay, there we go. Okay, everybody. So welcome back to the live stream. So we, like I said when we ended, we do have a prefrontal supercell that wasn't exactly forecasted, but it is still radar indicated. So still seek shelter if you're in these areas.
Yeah, and tornadoes can touch the ground in between radar scans. So whenever you're in a tornado warning, even if it's
Yeah.
radar indicated, you should always go to your safety spot immediately.
Yes.
Char, how do you feel this enhanced risk is panning out so far?
Okay, so I mean, if I look at okay, so if I look at this and then I add it to outlooks, and I choose the categorical, I think it's verifying pretty well. Actually, I mean,
It's more scattered severe weather.
we haven't seen a lot of action in Nebraska.
Yeah, it is more scattered than numerous.
Yeah.
That's noticeable.
Also, this tornado warning, actually, the top of the tip of the tornado warning is actually outside of the 2%.
Well, would you look at that?
So definitely yeah. So it looks like the tornadic portion is definitely well, I mean, the northern 5% is verifying so far, but it looks like the northern 2% is also verifying pretty well.
Yeah. And we also are not done after today. We are back at it tomorrow with more severe weather. With some more.
There is if it loads, there is also an enhanced stress, and basically, yeah,
It's out of the Great Lakes, but there is marginal.
yeah, basically the same areas. It looks. Yeah, there is a marginal risk that does extend into the region. Also, we do have to update our graphics because we have extended our region. We are now statewide, so every state that borders the Great Lakes is now fully covered. Because sometimes we've had areas that weren't covered, like this area, the southern Illinois was not covered, but now we do. So
yeah, and that's going to be really
also
helpful.
we still have an enhanced risk. Yeah. We actually have a 5% tornado risk over here, which I don't know if I agree on.
Are you getting delayed responses from me? It sounds like you are. Because you're talking. Because right after I'm done talking, you're talking.
So there is some kind of delay.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I don't know, like, what's happening.
I know it was doing the same thing for the other forecaster.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyway, so tomorrow we also have a 5% in Kansas. I don't know if I completely agree with this because it looks like the parts that would be tornadic is just going to be north of the boundary. So I don't know because we are supposed to have semi-discrete clusters, but I don't know if that will pose the greatest tornado risk. Honestly, I like what TRG Tornado said. I think the greatest tornado risk would be when the actual line forms, then your spit up QLCS tornadoes. I'm not too sure about the 5%, but it is there, so please take it considerably.
And we also have severe weather continuing into the day on Wednesday for our local region, for the Great Lakes region. That
Yes.
does include a lot of Michigan. That does include a lot of Illinois, all of Indiana, and a section of Ohio. And we also have a marginal risk surrounding that.
Yes. One thing that I found a little bit weird about day 3, because if you look at the discussion, they say perhaps a tornado from southern Michigan. Oh, what did I just do? But they say perhaps a tornado from southern Michigan to Oklahoma, which is a 2%. But I think it's a more than a 2% tornado risk. I'm going to be honest. I think day 3 is a more of a 5% tornado risk. That kind of.
Yeah, I agree. Because it looks like we're going to have like these clusters that develop and then perhaps turn into this big MCS like in portions of Illinois and Indiana.
Yeah. So to kind of like sketch out with what Ethan is saying here. So we're gonna have clusters originally, then we're gonna kind of have this mesoscale convective system, which is a line of thunderstorms through the this whole area. And it actually there is a day 4 risk. So this MCS will survive from Indiana, Ohio, to New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, and those mid-Atlantic areas. So a long-lived MCS, definitely.
And I did also want to mention before you go into depth on Thursday that even if you're in the marginal east of the slight, you still should take this seriously because if like the trough speeds up on the timing, we could easily see significant severe weather extending as far east as portions, of Cleveland, maybe even in extreme cases, Western PA. But we're not going to go that far right now. But definitely stay weather aware still if you live in that marginal risk. That's all I'm saying. And definitely the slight risk. Also, I would definitely watch out for an enhanced risk, especially for damaging winds from Illinois, Indiana, up into Michigan.
I do. Yeah, I definitely agree because I do think after looking at some models, I do think the slight risk definitely has room to move. Definitely, and especially Michigan and Ohio really has room to move because, like you showed on the group chat, that it kind of overlooked. There definitely is more confidence that the MCS will still be strong in these kind of areas. So it's very
Yeah,
interesting. So I think a shift in the slight risk is definitely probable. I would say.
I agree. And we also have, we're not going to go too much into depth on this, I don't think, but I don't know if any like other weather like people are on here, but even if you're not, you guys should know this. We still have storm complex risks going into late this week and even in towards the early part of this upcoming weekend before we go into a full blown heat wave. And the possibility of a derecho does exist, at least possible, for areas of the Great Lakes region. Now, where that sets up, highly uncertain. However, there likely will be a series of mesoscale convective systems in the next few days, including Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday into the northeastern part of our area.
Yeah, so that possible derecho risk could potentially extend anywhere. The strong and I would say strong MCS possible derecho could be anywhere in this region I just outlined. It's very possible. And like Ethan said, this does extend out past 4 days. The risk does. The reason why the SPC does not have an outline is because it's too uncertain the time and all the ingredients. But there definitely is going to be risks down
And
the line
location.
in this specific area for more. Yeah,
The
it's just too
location,
uncertain to map out for the.
yeah, yeah, the location of
Yeah.
where these things develop and track is just a pain in the butt to forecast. It's just a pain in the butt to forecast. But whoever is in the path of it, you got to stay weather aware because the day of, that's when we typically start to nail down location. And even, I mean, even within 24 hours, you can still get subtle shifts within like your shortwave that could cause that, that mesoscale convective system or derecho. So definitely keep an eye on that.
Yes. Also, I do want to. I don't know if I probably should pull it up, but for at least the Great Lakes concerning, we do have a high. The whole state of Ohio and other places is in a high risk of. I think it's either excessive heat or extreme heat. Let me check.
Yeah, we have a significant heat wave on the way coming late weekend and towards next week. You definitely need to take the steps to keep yourself safe, stay inside, hydrate, all that stuff, and put on sunscreen. Sunburn potential is extremely high with this heat wave as we head in towards next week. And it's going to be very humid as well.
Yeah. So here's your 6 to 10 day. Sure. Oh yeah. I mean, look at this is yeah, this is literally our region, y'all.
It's like
This whole
eyeing the Great
area,
Lakes
even
region.
outside of it, it definitely, literally, and this is where it's going to be the worst. Right in this region, I'm outlining, it's going to be the worst. So you definitely want to keep monitoring it. Temperatures from 90 to 105 degrees. I've seen some models with heat index of 105 to 110 degrees. So
Yeah, and that's
definitely
nothing to
you want to
play
keep
around with.
updated on this. Yeah, so kind of like limit work outside, because if you're working outside in that heat, that can actually cause up some medical issues like passing out, heat strokes, all the other kind of things. So definitely keep a water with you. Definitely have a place to go to like cool down.
Yeah, have several water bottles handy. And try to limit your time outdoors as much as possible. And another thing too, we will likely have pop-up thunderstorms within the heating of the day. So if you're lucky, you could get under one of those, and that could, I mean, cause some temporary relief. And that would kind of be good for high risk communities, but then the heat would just be back. Just hope you get under one of those pop up thunderstorms next week in parts of the area, because this heat is just going to be just downright dangerous.
Yeah, so in Illinois, there's actually a level 4. I don't know if I think it's out of 4, but an extreme
Yeah,
risk of heat is in Illinois. And then actually, I think there is a 90 to 100% chance that the major and extremes will go east. After looking at models, I think that there is a near 100% chance these areas will be in more of a major risk, and that extreme risk will definitely propagate east. But
I do
definitely,
agree.
especially on this map, definitely keep an eye on this. And this Ohio is in like the middle of it, of course.
Yeah, of course. Our state is literally eyed on for the heat wave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Supercell was actually saying that all out of all states, it's eyeing Ohio.
yeah. This is Ohio really doesn't get any kind of high risks, but at least we have this high risk.
Hey, Char, do you want to go back to radar?
I can. Yes.
Because Grady just shared something on the group chat. There is a slowly rotating wall cloud over New Ulm, Minnesota. I don't know if it's tornado warned.
Okay. Uh,
New Ulm, Minnesota. I want to see where that is. Let's see. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
New. How do you spell? Let me see.
That's not. You spell it ULM.
Uh, Newell, Minnesota. Here we go. Okay, we
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
just severe warned right now.
So here's your Newell, Minnesota cell, and that's actually was a cell that I was tracking. That was that I thought was gonna get severe warned, and it did. So if
There
the
we go.
radar would load, that would be amazing. But
And it's not even a tornado possible. Like, that's
here we
crazy.
go.
And it's rotating.
Yeah, let the velocities will update. Um,
Yeah, there's actually probably a legit wall cloud with this. This is legit.
Yeah, this is definitely rotating.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they didn't issue one yet. They'll probably will.
I would not be surprised. Warning is more than likely going to be happening. Probably for areas literally just east of New Ulm. I'd imagine areas like this probably could get in a tornado warning. At least radar indicated, but that's probably going to drop soon because by looking at some images and videos, that's probably going to drop soon. And it also correlates with velocity. And also,
Yeah,
not to mention, it is a full-blown discrete supercell.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, and as long as it continues to use up the environment by itself and no storms interact with it, this could definitely put down a pretty intense tornado because it's in a favorable environment. That's another thing of note.
Yes, I agree. Also, I do want to say it does look like our two supercells, which are, I want to say, still kind of discrete. They are kind of getting a bit more semi-discrete. But like I
That's
said,
going to turn
these are
into
going
an
to start to
NCS.
merge right over the Twin Cities. Yeah, that's going to turn into a big MCS or cluster. So definitely the increase of damaging winds and probably hail as well for the Twin Cities area. I can't rule out that we may get at least a short attempt at tornado genesis on the southern side of this discrete cell, but we will have to see that come to fruition.
It is left tilted.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a left tilted supercell. So mainly a hail threat with that. But still got to watch it.
And no rotation on it at the moment, which is very good to hear.
Yeah, at the moment, guys. That doesn't mean that can't change.
We are watching that new Yeah, that is true. That does not mean that it cannot change. So definitely be watching this in the Twin Cities area. I'm going to check on our tornado warnings up here for the prefrontal, which I think that prefrontal is actually going to be merging with the cold front storms. It still is kind of prefrontalish discrete. Oh, look at that! Whoa.
Wow, that's some pretty strong and tight rotation.
So that south of Hibbing, that is some pretty good rotation there, and that's probably going to be going towards Cherry. So right towards Cherry in Iron Junction, that could be, and it does have a classic supercell look to it. If you can see, it does have a classic. Come on, it's kind of delayed on my end, but classic supercell signature. That hook, so you definitely want to be watching that, especially if you're at the Hibbing. I'm going to imagine that it's the Hibbing Airport.
Agreed.
It's the Range Regional Airport, Onega, and Cherry, Kirk, Forbes, Keegan, Perry, Iron Junction, Ramshaw, Spruce, and the what's this? The Evelynth Airport as well.
Yeah, that is some pretty strong rotation, and I wouldn't be surprised if that went PDS.
And this is pretty classical rotation when you're looking for the possibility of a tornado or maybe even a strong tornado possibly to touch down, because you have a really have a like broadish in width but strong in rotation kind of mesocyclone. So definitely want to watch that. We also are watching this rotation near Evelynth right here. That's also in a tornado warning for its own cell.
Yeah, that's not very strong rotation just yet.
And that's actually some
But that's getting there. It's starting to wrap up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check on the environment.
Yeah, because I cannot at the
Southern
moment.
Minnesota here. Northern Minnesota. All right, what is that? Northern Minnesota is getting severe weather while it's only 1,000 joules per kilogram of surface cape. That is just crazy. And there's a mesoscale convective system. Only 1,000 cape in central.
Wow, that's
It's interesting.
it's really interesting. It's probably the shear that's really carrying it. And
Yeah,
probably the
that's
shear from
why
the front as well. That's also carrying it.
and that's why I was mentioning like the Wednesday evening threat, just because you're in a marginal risk with like lower cape, that doesn't mean you're going to be totally exempt from severe weather. All right, as long as we have moderate to high shear going into the Ohio region overnight Wednesday, we're probably still going to have some pretty strong winds with that Boeing segment if it develops. All right, now let's turn our attention to that tornado warning because I don't want to use up that.
Yep. So here's your tornado warning. Once again, literally what I circled a few minutes ago, just east of New Ulm, for what's that area now? That's New Sweden towards, I don't know if that's a route or a road. This road 11, road 5, for Poor Farm Landing, Oshawa, Northland, New Sweden, Timberland Lake Bed, Traverse Summit Mobile Home Park. Wow, a mobile home park. That's not good. St. Peter and Marway Mobile Home Park. So these two mobile home parks are in that tornado warning. So if we're in a mobile home, that's not, you need to get out of that mobile home, like a ditch or any kind of sturdy structure, whether that be like a gas station or a friend's house.
Yeah, that cell's going into environment conducive to strong rotation. So that's something to really watch over the next few minutes and the next hour, obviously, honestly.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that could be problematic. All right. Tornado warning is radar indicated. I'm keeping an eye on this correlation coefficient. There's a lot of contamination, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. What is that?
Oh, well, it looks like we actually have a tornado warning on the new. Oh wow, look, that wrapped up pretty quick. So like me and Ethan were literally just saying that that southern cell is now wrapping up, and we do have a tornado warning. Radar indicated 1.50-inch hail.
So now we have a hail and tornado threat with this storm. So take shelter if you live in Mayer, I think, New Germany, and anywhere really along South Route 32, 33, as well as even Route 30.
Okay, I just got in a group chat. I just got a report of a tornado in Young. What? That's wrong. What? I think this guy just lied to me. I think this guy. They said it was a tornado in Young America, but that's not even where the rotation is. What?
Where's Young America?
It's if you look on my screen, it's in like the most southern part of the warning. Sorry, so there's not a tornado reported. I didn't want to mention that. So there was not a tornado reported.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And also, I just got another notification that I'm going to check this really quick. I know it's not top priority, but this does not really happen. But if this is right, we may have just gotten a severe warning in Alaska. Maybe.
Let me see this.
No.
That's crazy. Wait a second. Wait a minute.
Yeah, we have a severe warning in Alaska. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in Alaska.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But that's also
so the snowstorm place is getting severe weather.
Yeah, guys, just know if you live in Juneau, Alaska, I would get inside because you guys don't really get this type of weather very often. Go ahead and get inside.
Yeah, you guys don't know what yeah. I mean, you guys probably have dealt with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts from polar lows and blizzards, but still get inside. 60 mile-per-hour wind gusts from the storm and less than 1 inch in hail. But I'm screenshotting this. This is you don't see this a lot, folks.
You do not. It's kind of rare, honestly.
Just amazing. What has been happening in Alaska? Because I know a few days ago we had a first in history, like a heat warning or something, like a heat advisory.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Alaska has been popping off this year.
Yeah. There's so much contamination.
Anyways, back to the United States, the continental United States.
That New Germany storm does have rotation, but it's hard to see how much because of how much the velocity is contaminated at this moment for some reason. I don't know. I'm on the nearest radar site. It's hard to see like how strong it is, but we do have rotation going for young America, it seems like, on here. And possible tornado.
Yeah, that's this is, oh my dude, that latest scan.
Okay.
Holy crap.
All right. This is getting a little crazy now.
Is this gonna be like that's heading right for the Twin Cities?
That's not good. Could be bad news. That could be really bad news because the velocity and CC is contaminated. And it's hard to see how strong both are at this moment.
Yeah, let me try to go up in tilts just to see if this is
I'm screenshotting that supercell. There is a literal debris ball.
Yeah.
That's crazy bad.
Okay, it's contaminated also when you go up in tilts. That's not good.
I mean, I kind of expected this tornado to go strong. I just didn't know, how, like, when it would. I knew it would go strong, though, but that's bad that it's headed for the Twin Cities at this moment. That's bad. Very bad.
Yeah, so the Western Metro, the Twin Cities, you need to be in your safe spot because if you live, like, for example, there'll be name off. If you live in Hades Lake, right? In Hades, like when it stops raining, you may think it's over.
It's not.
But that hook, so this is the part where, so if there were to be a tornado forming, it would be right here and going right for Hades. It's not over.
It is.
The clear air is just, it's clearing a path for itself so it doesn't get contaminated by its own storm.
Yeah, the most extreme part of your storm, if you're in the tornado warning, is the tornado itself. So take shelter right immediately. Like right now.
Yes. Yes, take shelter right now. if you're outside of the tornado warning, you're still in a tornado watch, and I would still be watching this cell. So if you're in like Wacona, Cologne, Dahlgreen, Victoria, I would be prepared for this, especially in the Chaska area. That's definitely please be prepared for this.
Yeah, this is a strong tornado. It looks like it could be.
It could be because we can't tell, folks, if it's on the ground, because even if we look up in the atmosphere, it's still contaminated. So we have to literally rely on ground reports here.
Yeah, so this could literally be a very strong
debris.
Tornado on the ground right now, and we don't know it because this is all contaminated.
Yes, so I'm gonna check on Twitter or X to see if there's any information on the.
I will too. No reports at the moment as I see on here right now. Wait.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
Wait. I don't know. 8 minutes ago, Kevin Palmer said tornado seen south of Fort Smith at 4:52 p.m. Oh, that's Montana. That's Montana.
Oh, this Montana wants to join.
I guess so. There's no tornado warning.
Oh wait, I'm done. Let me look at what's that site that Max Velocity uses for the traffic cameras?
I don't know. Let me see. I wish I had a name. Oh, Montana.
Oh wait, I think I found it. This just does not. I need a map. I need a map.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish we could see it, but I don't know. But no, someone just reported that, and I just wanted to report it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT. Maxwell's used for traffic cameras while tracking.
Watch them say, well, I can't give you a specific website. He uses a lot of websites, including Pivotal Weather and all other weather websites. For real.
It's gonna give you like Pivotal Weather. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just as I thought it would say. Not the thing you asked. Also, Char, while you're doing that, I'm going to keep an eye on X just for any more possible tornado reports in Minnesota or anywhere else for that matter.
Okay, I'm not looking for the Ohio Department of Transportation. I need like the Continental United States Department of Transportation. I
don't see any tornado reports right now, but I could be wrong. I'm looking all throughout X right now.
What's this here? So let's see if this works. Let's
maybe
see if
maybe finally some good luck from Chat GPT.
the bad news is it's just not loading. So, and it says about blank. Wait, hold on. Wait. Okay, it's looking promising so far. Map view.
These supercells, holy cow.
Okay, wait, I'm not gonna get too updated yet. Please, I just need a traffic camera.
Hey Char, this is kind of noticeable here, and this is really, really kind of important.
Yeah.
The Young America storm has a correlation drop where the rotation is, and it's pretty significant, it looks like, on my end.
Okay, I have so many cameras.
All right.
Is this a still image? No, this is a still image.
I hate those. I hate those still image websites. What are they worth?
Okay, I need to ask ChatGPT, not still images.
Okay. Yeah, there's some significant correlation drops going on in that Young America storm. Just something to note.
Okay, let me check it out while that loads. I think it's Shift C if I remember correctly, and otherwise a shortcut.
Be contaminated, yep. But it's where the rotation is. So
where do you see the CC drop?
Northwest of Young America.
I need to change. That is, I believe, contaminate. That's clear air contamination.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I just wanted to bring it to
you. That's, wait, let me match it up. Thank you. I appreciate it, but yeah, that is more likely clear air contamination.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's see this says.
Yeah, but there is still a debris ball, so
St. Paul. No, I don't need it. This.
That's so weird.
Okay. Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. And it just leaked my location. It leaked Northeast Ohio. That's crazy. Oh. Are we good? All right, I guess it's kind of. Okay.
Is my get it?
Anyways, let's look at a map. Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of leaked Northeast Ohio, but we will see what the maps. We'll look at the United States. Here we go. This is not going to give me. But look at any live cameras. Nope. God, it's gonna be glitchy. Anyways.
That rotation getting stronger. Is that contamination? What is
that? I'm gonna kind of circle this.
Okay. Yeah, the rotation looks to be due north of Young America. And it continues to aim for the Twin Cities.
Okay, so I outlined it on this map, so I don't know if it's clear air contamination or not. So it is still in It's still a lot of contamination. So inside this this black area I outlined, specifically the southern parts, that would be where your rotation would be. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. So it might just be a scary looking radar presentation at the moment, but I mean it still has rotation. So please be indoors. We still don't have any confirmation if it's on the ground or not.
But this continues to head for the Twin Cities, and that's a highly populated area.
Okay, I'm going to send something to the group chat, but James Pettis posted something, and I can't.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, yeah, he said, wow. Yeah. Those autographs are curved pretty well on that storm.
Yeah. Which means, if you're a viewer, this means that this storm has some very good rotation, and the environment, like the spin aloft, is extremely favorable for this area.
And that could become strong if it's not already.
Yeah, it's as of right now, the rotation remains
Charlie,
I guess
Char,
pretty broad.
Char,
I mean,
Char.
Yeah.
I just got a report from Brandon Payne that there is a sidewinder near Klossner, Minnesota. Klossner, Minnesota. Klossner.
So it's K what?
Lossner.
That's south of the cell, but definitely gonna be watching that one.
There was a Sidewinder reported.
It was Sidewinder. So that cell actually has a tornado warning.
So there is something trying to touch. I don't know if it has.
That's that Traverse cell. Oh yeah, that was the cell that we were watching. That was in New Ulm. So we are going to be watching the New Ulm cell as once in. This cell is actually going towards trailer parks, and I guess there's reports from verified storm chasers, professional storm chasers, that this is going to drop any second or has already dropped. So I would treat this as a continue to be in your safe spot.
Yeah, it's not a strong tornado by any means, but I mean,
it looks like the this so that. It looks like this cell has a It looks like this cell has actually a storm merger coming up, so we'll see if that does anything. Because the storm merger, this would probably what actually I don't know if this is going north or east. I mean,
it's
still
going
either
east.
way, it's going to be merging, but this does have a merger coming up. Oh, but I mean, still there is precipitation that far west, so I guess this thing does have a merger that is coming up, and we have a new severe warning. We have a new severe warning for parts of the. Does this include Minneapolis? No. Wait. No. Okay. This includes a portion of just south west of downtown, so just southwest of downtown in the Twin Cities. A new severe warning for 1.50-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Honestly, I would treat. I don't know why this does not have a tornado possible.
Yeah, I have no idea why either.
Oh, it expires in 1 minute. What? Why would it? Huh? Oh, it expires in 36 minutes. Never mind. But we're still watching this cell. We're still watching. It definitely has the capabilities of doing something pretty dangerous. But there is some hope that either one, or just does not do anything, and two, that this storm merger that's going east, it'll eventually merge with it over Chaksha, and that may just kind of maybe occlude it. I don't know if it'll fully occlude it, but because since the main merger is going actually into the Fort Flank downdraft, so I don't know if it will include the hook.
Seen this yet?
Yo.
Storm Prediction Center just issued a mesoscale discussion about 10 minutes or so ago that circles areas from a line pretty much along Minneapolis to Mapleton, eastward to, a few miles west of Rochester, in for a couple tornadoes in the next hour, which is not surprising.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the here's the discussion. So here it is, locally favorable corridor for a couple of tornadoes over the next hour or so. That's right over the Twin Cities, guys. It's literally right over the Twin Cities and south. So and that's right where our two supercells are. So, and they are discrete. So please be watching these. Please be watching these. Obviously, your main threat. So if you're new to this Storm Prediction Center's watch mesoscale discussions, y'all, on this side and they just recently added this. This is the first year that they're doing this, but they do have these most probable peak intensity, and it goes in order. So it goes from the most important threat to the least important threat. So obviously, your most important threat is hail, 2 inch to 3.50 inch in diameter hail. Then obviously you have your tornado threat, and this does mention possibly a strong tornado. 130-mile-per-hour gusts is a strong tornado, like EF2 to EF3, and then wind gusts anywhere from 55 to 70 miles per hour. So a strong tornado is not out of the question, but hail is the main risk. So let me read the discussion here.
Yeah, it does say isolated strong tornado is definitely possible. Those winds.
That's great. The storm relative velocity in this general region a few hours ago was 90, and now it's 210. By the way, 0 to 1 kilometer.
Yeah, there's a sharp storm relative helicity gradient. Very strong.
That is very. So over the next hour, y'all. So over the next hour is favorable for a couple of tornadoes possible. So this area is in Central Standard Time. So that's until 7:45 p.m. Central Time, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So we are going to be watching for a couple of tornadoes since this environment is very favorable for tornadoes. Though I do have to go at 8 p.m., by the way. So, and we actually might have to end soon.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah. I mean, I will.
Dang it, I have to go.
If I can read once we hit. Yeah. So, y'all, if you need more coverage, then I would recommend going to Max Velocity. I'll show you how to get to that. To his channel. So Max Velocity, I believe, is streaming.
TRG Tornado.
Oh yeah, so yeah. Why is Markiplier streaming? Okay.
Markiplier.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's playing. Okay. Anyways, so. Okay.
Bro, look at that dude's face on that ad.
Maxwell. Oh yeah, that's the yeah.
Bro, he looks like he's gonna do something. This is
Max Velocity. You can just watch. Yeah. But yeah, here's Max Velocity. But also, if you want more in-depth analysis and a bit more less kind of like people in the chat, then you can always go to TRG Tornado.
TRG's Tornado
you'll find my account in there.
TRG Tornado's chat blows up all the time now. Like, he's so popular now.
Yeah, he's getting popular, but he is very. He's not an official meteorologist, but he's dang near one. I swear to y'all, he's very good at what he does.
And Ryan Hall is also as well.
Yeah, also Ryan Hall, he's doing some cool things as well.
He's actually
also, you can also watch Ryan Hall.
He's actually adding models to the WeatherWise website soon, or the WeatherWise app soon. So that's cool.
Yeah, I watched the other videos. I was seeing it looks very good.
Yeah, hopefully it's free and not.
But anyways, y'all. Yeah, hopefully it's free. But anyways, y'all, we are going to wrap it up here. So once again, I'm just gonna pull up the Storm Prediction Center. If you guys are in these areas, once again, in the rest of the enhanced risk.
Oh wait, I can stay out for like 5 minutes.
The outlooks. Okay, I have to go like now. So, anyways, if you guys are in these areas, especially the orange area, please make sure you see multiple ways to receive alerts. I know there are radar outages. We have to, not radar, sorry, weather radio outages across the area. But
and also
other than that,
do
if
note
I find
Wednesday.
more ways to receive alerts, we probably will be. Yeah, do note Wednesday. We probably will be live Wednesday as well.
Yeah,
For
and I would
the
not
missile
be
scoping method
surprised
system.
again.
And
Would
also, I
not
do
be
believe
surprised
that
again if that is moved eastward, further into Ohio, Kentucky, maybe an enhanced risk into portions of extreme western Ohio from there.
yes, I also want to mention, don't be shocked by day 2 if there is a 5% tornado risk in this region. I think this is the area that has at least the greatest risk. But your tornado risk will probably extend all the way out to the marginal. I'd imagine so. The shear definitely looks favorable for it. So
yeah, that marginal risk needs bump north for tomorrow. I agree.
yeah, I agree. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap it up. But thank you for watching.
I mean,
We're gonna do more updates on
even on some
the
modeling, it showed our area getting some pretty nasty storms late in the day tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
So if you,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, we will update you guys on the what do you call it, the Twitter page. We'll do more updates on this, and we have been updating the X page. We have been updating also our forecast. We're updating our forecast discussions now and the website, so you'll be updated on there as well.
All right. Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah. Okay, the stream